All right, here we are in lesson 11 and video 1. As you can see, we have 3 different samples here in front of us, and it's 3 different methods. This is the standard algorithm right here, and here is the area model, and here is the partial products, okay? So we're just going to compare the 3 of those today and look at the different ways of using it. So first, let's look at our standard algorithm right here, sample B. We see 2,486, right? We also see 2,486 right here. Let me just grab my pen. All right. Okay, we see 2,000. That's not a pen, sorry. Okay, we see if we add all these together that they will equal 2,486. And the same thing with these 3. If we add them together, 2,000 plus 400 plus 80 plus 6, that's 2,486. Okay, what does the partial product 2,486 represent? In other words, how did we get that? All right, hopefully you're thinking about 2 times 1,243, right? 1,243 times 2, 1,243 times 2. So you can see that the partial products here is similar to the standard algorithm in the way you set it up, but then different in the way you write it down, because you're basically writing the numbers instead of carrying. So those of you who struggle with carrying, this could be helpful. See, 2 times 3 is 6. Then 2 times 40 is 80, right? So you have to remember that this is 40 when you multiply it. That's why sometimes I get stuck on it. 2 times 200 is 400, and 2 times 1,000 is 2,000. See how it works? So it's very similar to your standard algorithm, except standard algorithm you have to carry. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. And you have it all written right there. Do you see how that works? And then, of course, area model, 1,000 times 2 is 2,000, 200 times 2 is 400, 40 times 2 is 80, and 3 times 2 is 6. And we've talked a lot about how you can draw lines with your fingers or lines with a pencil to show where these two are multiplying together, right? You want to make sure that you're multiplying the right numbers and then writing the answers inside the box. Some of you have learned to do it in a different way. That's okay, but for this class, we're going to be writing the answers inside the box. Sorry, I was trying to erase there and it was not working. There we go. You're going to be writing the answers inside the box, so that way I can see what you're doing. Okay. We do know that there's lots of different ways to multiply, and that's okay. But for this class and for this lesson, we're going to be writing the answers inside the box so that I can see if you're making mistakes or what you're doing. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to try and look at these. Let's look at sample B. All right, and let's talk about why is there an 8 in the tens place of 2,486? Why is there an 8 here? 2 times 40 is 80, right? So it's the same as the 80 here, but we're just writing it in the place value instead of writing out the 80 or writing out the 80 like we are here, okay? What does the partial product 37,290 represent? 37,290. What does that represent? It'd be nice if I could move this. I don't think I can. Okay, it's kind of in our way a little bit. So 37,290, also right here. If we add those together, that's going to be 37,290. And here, if we add these together, you can see 37,290. So what does that represent? That represents 3. Let's get a different color since we're in the tens now. that represents 3 times 1,243, right? And not 3, 30, right? 30 times, so right here, 30 times 1,243, and here, 30 times 1,243. Okay, good. When we multiply by using the standard algorithm, recording can be simpler than when we use an area model because it combines several partial products into one. But we do have to keep track of the place value in our head, and sometimes we need to carry, which can be a struggle for some people, right? When do you think someone might choose to multiply multi-digit numbers with the standard algorithm instead of partial products? When do you think we would use the standard algorithm instead of partial products? Maybe when we only have 2 factors, right? We're only multiplying 2 things together, and it's more efficient for recording, right? We don't have to write it all out. We don't have to keep track of the place value right here where it's just falling into place as we do it. Sometimes it's just personal choice, right? Or maybe if you're doing simpler numbers and less digits. Why do you think someone might choose not to use the standard algorithm to multiply multi-digit numbers? So some of you use the area model or the partial products by preference, right? In this unit, we are learning all 3 methods with a focus on making sure that we're multiplying and making sure that we're using the standard algorithm as well. But someone might use a different method if the multiplication could be done mentally with the partial products, right? If you could do like here 100 times 3 is 300, 100 times 4 is 4,000, 100, oh, there we go. I was like, where's the last one? 100 times 200 is 20,000, right? So if these numbers are pretty easy for you to use, or if you like to do that way, personal preference, right? So in lesson 11, we're going to multiply 2 multi-digit numbers using the standard algorithm. So we're focusing on standard algorithm in this lesson 11, and I'll see you on your next video. Thanks for watching. Aloha.